get addicted. You can't be so stuck. That's why people always tell me how people get stuck in life. One day it's not so good, the next day you get better. It takes time. Oh, well, my daughter just had a baby that's 3 months old, and I probably work a little bit helping her until, but let's see. I would say about 3 years, a few more things, and then I'm going to tutor kids. Like reading skills. I don't do math. It's an agency through the school system, but they're independent. They, you have to do a training. I can't remember the last. She helps all the Title I schools. It's an after-school program, so it's only an hour and a half. Yes, oh yeah, but it's like, it's only up near Bay Shore. Do you know where, alright, you're that's way out of the way, but the other section, you know where the new it's in that area, they have, you can go up Bay Shore and head towards 41, and you come to that corner, you see the CBS, and you go straight down that way, there's a Title I school in there, there's a bunch of them off of 64 or 30, I think there's 2 elementary schools, elementary and something else, and I'm not sure. But it's only a 20-minute ride to her. One. Yeah, I have 2 kids in class. I mean, I got my math and I found out the hard way with my own daughter. I had no clue. I sat there frustrated after math. And because a friend of ours was a teacher at school, I said, they steer her in the right direction. Because we came from Massachusetts. Well, my daughter was exceptionally smart. Listen to her. Wicked. Yeah, I have a shirt that says Wicked. It's a long tape. It wasn't my thing. I got all the way through trick. I don't know how I did it. I can measure a window. I know the basics. Yes. I can do business math I have no idea. My daughter's good at really good at that. What she does, I couldn't write a I hated statistics in business. They give us a project, right? They had to take it through every part of the system of business. I statistically, how you can figure it out. Can you figure it out? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, well. If your kids could just write English, you'd be
I can't see that far. I saw somebody wait for me. I said, I like, she probably
They manipulate things quickly. I know, right? Me, I'm like every day. I went from dogs to, yeah, you're talking about when I took computer course, I wanted to learn the computer. Well, my husband went to work one night and he was log into Apple. And I'm sitting there trying to do something on it. I'm like, I was looking at the $7 big. they're missed. So I finally I figured it out. My husband comes home. Yeah, well, I told her to leave because I thought if I could ever do it again. I just followed the
And was posted, and then
that's
say.
how I work. Everybody, if it's not, if it's
Not have a forum, but we can
from point A to point B, but it's when they don't give me their, I look, it's not a big deal with someone else, like say you get someone that starts to put together. Might as well, I have to lay it out, and look at the directions.
Okay.
Some of this doesn't.
Don't worry about it, because we're not
I
gonna
look
be
at it
forum,
and
and we're not
I
gonna
say, let's go
have a
with
meeting.
this and that. I mean, spatial
Thank you,
relations,
Joe, I
I
appreciate
see
it.
that.
I feel like there's like everything needs to be
Beyond that, I'm pretty much stuck.
This is why we do affidavits. Email.
But they're just gonna.
Yeah. My headache's
It is a small area, but hey.
They're gonna do a rollover, a Jeff sort of. My eyes just glaze over, unfortunately, this kind of money. You just have to sit and
The meeting will come to order. Board will confirm that the proper notice was provided. And unfortunately, we do not have a quorum. We have 56, so this will not be 54. Oh, I got a little aggressive there. 54, so there is no quorum, which means that this is simply a members' meeting and no business will be discussed or decided tonight.
Well, it's not even a meeting, we could close the house and go home, but people probably have some things to say, but.
I'm for that.
Can you talk?
I'm going to just announce that per Florida statute, if 20% of the owners send in their ballots to vote for the election can still move forward even if you don't attain a quorum for the meeting. And because this has happened recently, I have the answer to it. If there is no election because there weren't more candidates than there are seats available, and those who are stepping off are going off, and those who are coming on are coming on, that still meets that if 20%. So you do have, with 54, you do have 20% owners responding. So the board will roll over, which means this will be Nancy's last evening on the board. And
Jenny
Olson, thank you. I wanted to say Snow, but I've been watching, you know, Game of Thrones, so I'm just saying. Jenny Olson will be coming onto the board as Cluster 1 Director. So the board, that's the only change that'll be on the board for this year. And there is no business, so there's nothing to do. The board needs a 5-minute meeting to just do the organizational part. But if you want to leave the room open and let owners talk about what they want to talk about, we can do that. Now, my only question to you is, before you open the floor, since this is not a meeting, it doesn't adjourn or anything because there is no quorum, they can't have a meeting. Do you want to get the organizational done real quick now, real fast, and then open the floor and we'll be done after?
I don't know if Robin is on. Robin, is Dawn, or Dawn, is Robin on with you, or?
Okay. All right, we can wait. We can just do it whenever, but, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, right,
And Fiona said she was not.
Yeah. All right, I think Robin is.
Show you the shut off. I couldn't do it on the phone anymore. Turn off the main.
All right, so let's just open it up then for.
Or you're gonna have to speak up a little louder, nobody
And
can
here
hear
we go, so that's fine, I will, but I also require that people stop talking at their tables while you're trying to hear me, so. Because obviously, who am I hearing? Okay. Because obviously we did not meet quorum, this is an open discussion for y'all to ask questions, make comments. Please don't be nasty, that's my request, because we all have feelings. And so when you do decide, we will call on you, and I ask that you use your very loud outdoor voices, or you stand up. John Cossette, you have had your hand up for a while, so I will call on you first. John. That's you.
I need you to speak louder.
Okay.
You have the floor, John.
What did,
It's
yeah.
your turn. What's up?
We can't hear you.
He's not using their hearing aids, Minty. Okay, so this is simply an owner's meeting. There's no business that's gonna be decided tonight. So this is an open floor for owners to ask questions, whatever it might be.
File complaints, ask questions, make
Filing
statements.
complaints goes right here.
What did you want to say, John? You've had your hand up.
Was that all?
I think he just wanted to say that he couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
I don't wanna get the.
We didn't meet quorum, so you're not having an actual meeting, but since you're all here, if you have something you want to discuss, you're welcome to. We'll get to you in 1 second. This gentleman had his hand up next, okay? Sorry, go
Hey, how you
ahead.
doing? My name's Kyle Stewart. I'm not the owner, I'm a renter, but I'm here on behalf of I'm here on behalf of my mother. She
Okay,
owns the place.
okay, but listen, without her power of attorney, you're actually not supposed to be at the meeting.
Okay,
So I
she's
do
on
want-
Zoom right now.
I do
Your
want to
mom is
hear what
here.
you have to say, but then I'm going to ask you to leave. Okay, after your
Okay.
issue, because, only owners maybe at the meeting
Okay.
or their power of
All right,
attorney.
she's on Zoom right now.
Yeah.
But she doesn't give you the power of attorney, I don't
Yeah.
have a record of that. But go ahead, because we
Okay.
want to hear it. Yeah.
So I live in a condo 6066.
Okay,
My gripe is with my neighbors in 6062.
Yeah.
In the morning, early in the mornings and late at night, I'm smelling marijuana and cigarette smoke in my condo. I know I can't control what people do when they're dwelling, but it's coming into my dwelling, and it's a nuisance on me. I'm a first responder, I'm a fireman, full-time, so I can have a key for somebody to come to my house, my condo, and that wouldn't look very good. So I feel, since it's coming into my condo, like, something has to be done. The smoke, the smell, it's coming into my place. I don't do the smell. I don't like the smell.
you,
Like,
you're,
Call the
is-
police.
and the Department of Health, it's not something that we can do because,
You can't contact the owner of that condo?
oh, they have been contacted for
Okay, I'm sure they
a
have.
list of items
All
this
right.
long, in small
All right.
print,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not one to call the police,
yeah.
like on something like that, so,
Maybe Department of Health,
okay.
because you're not the only one. Dawn's on here, I think
Yeah.
she can talk. There's a roach issue. We've heard the marijuana issue.
I'm right next door to them.
Yeah.
CPS has been called
Okay.
about the kids, the pool issue, the damage they've done. It's on and on. We are in the process. I can tell you, I don't think it's a secret. We're trying to have them evicted. It is a long, drawn-out process, especially since we, the association, the board, are not the landlords.
Okay.
So we're trying to force an issue.
Yeah,
We can't start citing people for cigarette smoke because there's no regulations in.
yeah, I
the cluster.
understand that, but.
And the same with the marijuana, because
Okay.
we can't even ask if they have a medical card, that's illegal
Yeah.
for us to do.
Even if all that's coming into my dwelling, that's a nuisance to me.
Oh, yeah.
It is,
We know.
it is. But the board can take nuisance action with their attorney with proof that there's a nuisance.
Okay,
And so you've got to call the cops, call the Department of Health, and do what you got to do to get papers for the board. You got to get somebody investigated, this is wrong, this is that, then the board can take action. There's nothing that they can do prior to that,
Yeah.
other than ask the owner to please have the tenant to stop, and we have done that.
okay,
And it's not a very favorable response.
all right.
And I will say this as a blanket statement. Anytime you have a dispute with your neighbor, if they are doing things that you know are illegal, that are a nuisance, whatever, please call the police. Because we need a paper trail to do something about these nuisance renters. If we have no documentation showing the history, it's very difficult for us to take action and force the issue. So while I understand you don't want to call the police, this is likely the only thing that would potentially get them to moderately behave themselves. Because I don't think we're ever gonna get to that point where they are a stellar neighbor. But it's really
Okay,
the
that's-
best solution.
It's unfortunate, it is
Yeah.
the hardest thing
Yep.
for a board, association board, to
I'm
win
sure.
in court, is a nuisance violation without video recordings, documentation from authorities, you know, the attorney wouldn't even let them take it to court
Okay.
without all that.
Can he have the owner's name so he could contact him?
Well,
No?
I can't give it out, but
I
I'll
didn't
tell
think
you,
so.
you can go on Manatee County and look it up. Yeah.
I can hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go right on Manatee County and look it up. There's seats up here, if you guys are having a hard time hearing us, there's
Yeah.
closer seats.
Tell her to move up because she refuses to buy it purely. So, I mean, that's honestly the best recommendation. It's also why that you guys have a trail camera out in your courtyard area,
alright.
is to be able to document some of the recorded behavior.
Okay, what would the health department do if
I don't know. I'm just
Alright.
giving you some ideas as to who to contact for
Yeah.
what. I honestly, maybe CPS has been called on them, but you could call CPS because they got all the kids in there with it. It's a hassle, and, you know, when we're giving you the factual answers, we sound like we don't care. We understand that a whole bunch of you over there are being terrorized.
Yeah, and I understand there's
Yeah.
a bunch of red tape you have to
Yeah.
get through, so.
Yeah, and the board is doing everything that they can. We've got the eviction started through the collection agent, we've got the eviction started through the regular attorney, we're doing everything that we can. But everything is slow going and everything has to be proven and you know, I mean, it's just, because again, we're not their landlord. If it was us
Yeah.
breaking the lease, it would be easy peasy, right?
Okay,
But we're not, we're trying to force a landlord to break a lease.
yeah.
Janet, did you say that the owner isn't cooperating? The owner of the place is not,
That would be an
Cooperating.
understatement.
Yeah,
really?
yep.
And there's nothing we can do against them?
Yeah, we're doing all of that.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yeah, this has been going on for months and months,
Right.
and, the best we can tell you is, factually, if we don't get to an eviction point, which I don't think you will before the lease renews, the board is not going to renew the lease. However, is he physically going to make them move out? Probably not. So we're gonna keep these eviction processes in play so that we eventually get there, whether they ignore non-renewal or not.
You know when that lease is up,
June.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
so.
Yep.
And they have to provide us a 60-day notice of their intent to renew the lease. I don't anticipate that they're gonna actually do that.
No, the owner's not gonna
Which
cooperate.
then will also be in violation of our rules and regs, which means that we have the grounds at that point for sure. So, it's just a very slow process and we understand it's frustrating and I feel bad for every single one of you who lives in that cluster and what that particular unit
Yeah, right
has
next door.
been doing. I mean,
It's
it's
awful.
unreal. And the amount of money they have cost your cluster is
Yeah.
insane to me. And I will say that Dawn, I think, asks about it every single day.
Okay.
So she, even though she's not physically here right now, she is on it every single day, trying to find out what can be done. Do we have an update? All of it. Like, it has been one of the most disruptive rentals.
Disrespectful.
I've never seen anything like it. So we're trying, but
Alright.
we ask that you call the police.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's not what you want to hear.
It's not great, but it
Oh,
is
well,
gonna be the best option.
I'm a first responder and I know what it's like to be called out for BS.
I know.
you know.
But this isn't.
But you probably know some cops. Talk to them and see what advice, because maybe they
There's
know
one
some
that
other
lives in my
agents.
cluster that I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
maybe they know some other agencies that could help. And just so everybody knows, I'm not trying to be rude to you or anybody, I can't even see you all, I have such a headache, so when you see me doing my thing all night, I just took some again, I can't even see straight, so bad.
Yeah, I mean, we understand, but we have to have any proof that we can build up the case to get rid of them is only gonna be helpful.
Okay,
So, yeah. And we have a nice little file.
yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome, sorry, and clearly no one else is here from your cluster, cause
Nope,
we
right
would've.
here.
Oh, well, yeah, but.
What cluster
We don't-
is
we
it?
don't call it?
Cluster
No.
four.
I was just gonna say, there's a lot of people that are really fired up about stuff going on in that cluster, and I would assume you guys have already spoken to
Oh,
everybody, right?
No,
So,
we know, we understand.
Yeah.
What the process is.
there's nobody here that doesn't speak to somebody regularly that knows what's going on.
It's just it's a bad situation altogether, so, yeah.
Oh, my. Okay, so, for those of you who are online and those of you who are in the room, spread the word when you're talking to people. The owners' meetings and the board meetings are for owners only. So, no tenants, no friends, no relatives that are visiting. Owners may come to the board meeting and owners may come to the owner membership meeting, that's it. So, don't send anybody in your spot, that's what the proxy's for. You know, just make sure and look around the room. If you live here and you realize that somebody sitting next to you is not the owner of the unit, let me know and I'll address it before the meeting starts, please. This lady in the back, and then this gentleman here in the red coat.
I'm not an owner. I can't ask the question.
Oh, you're out.
I'm her chauffeur.
Ruby, do you have a question?
Yeah, the flag, cluster flag is really getting kind of tacky.
Alright.
The what?
Flag.
Oh, the flag.
Cluster
Flag.
flag.
There's a separate flag?
I have a flag. I purchased two the last time, so it's like one of it's in here somewhere. So I'll get that taken care of if Abraham comes back.
We can put it.
If you ever want to punish Laura for something, send her to the post office. I told her to go get a flag there. You should have seen the reaction.
It'll never happen.
C5 flag needs to be replaced,
I'm
that's what
gonna
he
put it
said.
where I got it. They give me a discount.
Okay. Okay, and this gentleman here, what's next? That?
Is there any update on the termite tent? Cluster 2.
So yes and no. Yes, the paper, I signed the paperwork approving, that they needed. I'm still waiting on a date.
They're not gonna schedule until you sign the rest of the papers.
What rest of papers? I signed the two papers. The only other one that would have required my signature was the warranty one, which wasn't filled in, and I don't wanna sign it without the information filled in.
Yeah, don't sign the warranty, but the other ones, remember I said I answered you back. They
Oh.
want a director to sign at least one,
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
they will bring them to the minute.
Okay.
We'll have a meeting, and it's gonna be
Because I
about,
was looking, because that's where the confusion was, because that's gotta be signed by every owner, and that's.
Yes,
but
eventually.
Okay. All right, I will
eventually.
get those other two signed then.
They're looking at about, 2 weeks out, the week of, are you listening? 2 weeks out, the week of March, 16th to the 20th, they're looking at scheduling, an owners meeting to just answer questions for you guys. And they're gonna have a form that you're all gonna have to sign, that you understood what needs to be done and everything. So they'll, I'll work on that with them tomorrow, we'll get
Okay,
that done.
yeah.
And then it'll start, I can't remember what date it was April, it's in April, but they'll start in April, just so long as we get that, paper signed in the owners meeting.
Do we have to have all of our owners sign? You know, we have trouble sometimes finding our.
We have a lot of friends.
Residents, so whoever's residing,
Yes.
whoever is residing in the unit is gonna have to sign.
Is there a certain percentage of owners that are
No.
gonna have to sign?
No, everyone, because
Everyone.
everyone is going to have to get out.
What about empty units? Do you have any empty units?
I'm not sure if I have any empty units.
Well, they're owned by somebody, so
We gotta.
we'll have to get in touch with them.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's probably a procedure, because that has to have happened before.
Yeah.
So maybe we send a certified notice, you know, that,
So it has to happen.
yeah. But yeah, it's coming up, so it'll be within like, a month and a half before it starts, within, you know, about a month and a half.
Also, I've noticed online that it doesn't look like we have financial information since November. Is that, are we gonna continue having financial information posted on our online access, or where's that at?
Your December financial is not finalized yet. We're still working on it because of all the money spent last year on the loan and everything, so we're trying to get everything appropriated correctly. Once that is done, January and February will be done like that, and you'll be caught up. But yes, they will be posted. December is not quite done yet.
Also along those lines, it appears that we no longer have postings of minutes of meetings since about June of last year. Was there a board decision on that, or what's going on with that?
No, that's just my assistant not posting them, that's all.
Okay.
I can get that done tomorrow.
Okay, just wanted for that kind of information. The other is that I had sent you a fairly detailed request for information about 3 months ago. I've heard nothing back. I have noticed that, you know, as of the end of that November posting, our unit had been charged, I think, about $16,700 for legal fees with respect to a matter that I believe was a lawsuit against Pebble Springs and the Board of Directors, not Cluster 2. So I had asked specifically for information as to why we were being charged for that, and why apparently there was a decision that we would be responsible for all of the legal costs for that legal situation. I received no information. I was told it was with the attorneys when I brought it up to meeting, so I haven't mentioned it. I mention it now because I would like to have an update. I'd like to know what's going on, and again, I contend that we should not have been charged for that $16,700, and I don't know if there was more money charged. That appeared, I don't have a detail of your bill, but it certainly looks like that was the attorney fees or court fees or whatever else was going on with that mediation. So I'd like to know more about what's going on with that. I go and look on the court site to see if we've been sued. It does not appear that we have been, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, what's going on, and what is the policy on this, and has the attorney ever said anything?
Okay, we're not gonna get into an argument. We're not
And
gonna.
I'm not arguing
Yeah,
with you.
No, I mean, I'm gonna give
Respectful.
you the answer. I know it's not gonna make you happy, but I won't go back and forth, so I'm just gonna tell you. So it is, I guess you wanna say in limbo right now. The board gave their response, and that's it. That's our final response. They're not happy with it. We're trying to get the attorneys to go back and forth and respond again. Mediation is done. As far as why Cluster 2 was charged. So there are 6 clusters with 6 separate budgets. Those budgets cover all building repairs, upkeep, etc., for just those buildings. There is one board to manage all 6 budgets. The reason that you were charged is because the board, at the time, not this board, but the board, made decisions based on what was available in that budget to do things or not do things for those buildings, which is what the issue is. He's contending that they didn't do enough, we're contending that they did, of course. So that's basically the issue without getting into details. So anything legal having to do with those monies, that budget, those buildings, that upkeep, that's Cluster 2. And I guess what I would say to you on the flip side of that is, ask someone from cluster 4, do they want to pay for things in your building? And the answer is no, and vice versa, right? So, so that is why it was the cluster 2 owners that had that invoice. So those are the answers. Feel free, but again, I don't want to go back and forth, but I'm sure you want to have something else to say, so go ahead.
No, it's my understanding of what, and again, I agree with you as far as the board of directors in charge of the maintenance and makes all the decisions. The cluster has no way of doing that.
Right.
We are charged assessment money one way or the other to pay for things that are fixed.
Right.
In that situation, my understanding of it is that whatever was needing to be fixed has been fixed
It was.
at some time in the past, and so that would have been paid for already. So that the issue here was not about the fixing of those things. The issue was damages that they're claiming because they had not been fixed in any timely fashion. That's their claim. I'm not saying.
You know what?
Okay.
Stop right there, because that's what I was just going to say to you. I don't know, Doug, and I'm going to say this out loud, this is not accusatory. I understand, I remember now, your email is with the attorney also for a different reason. And the reason is, in your email, there was a lot of info that was not shared by the board and was confidential attorney-client privilege. And we suspect that a prior board member shared information that wasn't supposed to be shared. So we are looking into that, and that is why you haven't gotten a response. And I thought that we responded to you, that we would send it to the attorney and get you a response, but that was it. And I don't know if that got done or not, but that is why, because a lot of what you had to say and some of what you're saying right now, to you sounds like every day, but it's stuff that was not shared. So it's not public, it was a confidential legal matter, and.
But I also
Yes.
realized that there was a meeting
Yep.
with members of our community. It was not an official notice or anything given, it was just something, I think you maybe even organized it. And at that meeting, you shared information with our community, and you made statements about what had happened. Okay. As an attorney, I could put 2 and 2 together about what those statements were about, okay?
I'm just gonna say something here. I was at that meeting, and what the information that was shared was very, very, very basic, because it's still technically in litigation. And as long as it's litigation, unfortunately, we don't have, because, you know, even I, now that I'm on the board, it's like, I'm like, if I don't need to know, I don't wanna know, because I was not involved with that process when it happened. Because that puts, any information that gets shared that shouldn't be, puts liability on, and legal ramifications potentially on us. So yeah, that's why really what we got at that meeting, and even right now, I only know basically what was at that meeting, because like I said,
You weren't part of it.
I was not part of it from when this started, and I do not want to have any legal responsibility or any legal obligations against myself for saying something that I shouldn't say, for having information that I shouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
No. And yeah, that's what I'm saying.
decisions are being made by the
Very
board.
minimal.
So, I will say this.
Yeah.
Decisions are being made by the board about the overall issue. And for you to take the position that you're gonna make sure that you don't know anything about something that involves our
No,
cluster.
no,
That's not what I'm-
Jerry, you
that's
know
not what
what,
I'm
we're
saying.
done talking about this,
That's
so
not what
here's
I'm
the thing.
saying.
The